I've lived abroad for almost 7 years now. At first, it's exciting, new adventure, and new everything. Everyone only talked about how fun and good it is to move abroad. But no one talked about the hard parts that I wish I knew, so maybe I could have prepared myself a little bit better and be mentally prepared for all these things. I learned about these the hard way, so maybe it helps you be prepared a little bit more. You're gonna miss out on all the occasions. Moving abroad comes with sacrifices, so make sure you're really ready for it. The birthdays, weddings, engagements, graduations, Christmases, everything. You will celebrate your own occasions with newfound friends, but you'll always be missing your family, no matter what, because it's just not the same feeling. And you also have to realize that they are gonna miss out on all of your celebrations, your wins, and your achievements. And that all is gonna lead to feeling guilty. You're gonna feel guilty of chasing your own dreams. I had no idea how hard it would actually be and how much guilt I was gonna feel. The more time I was away, the more guilty I was feeling. I felt guilty missing out on graduation, of not being there for their birthdays, or for the hard times when my family was going through a rough time. It really does get to you. Over time, I tried to make peace with it and just be there in my own way. Your family might not understand your decisions, and that makes living abroad so much harder. They might be excited at first and root for you, but the longer you stay, the more hurt they might feel. And it's not that they're not happy for you for following your dreams, but they just want you close by. The best is to talk to heart and answer all their questions they might have, just to make them understand more why you're doing this, what are your reasons to be so far away for such a long time. Making new friends isn't always easy. I'm finding it really hard to find friends, because while you may interact with many people and engage in social activities, forging deep, long-lasting connections can be a different story. And often, when you do find the people you really connect with, they might leave for a new adventure. And living in a big city like Sydney, a distance can be another challenge in being social, because sometimes it can take 1 to 2 hours to go out and meet a friend. Your old friendships may fade away. The longer you stay away, the more they fade away. Everyone's lives can get busy, and it's harder and harder to stay in touch and be part of each other's lives. Most of the times they were just not meant to be then anyway, but it might be hard to come to terms with it. Only real friendships will be the ones that stay. Even if you haven't talked to each other for months and months, but once you get together or once you have a long chat, you feel like they've always been there. You might never feel home again. It's a weird feeling. You might not feel home when you go back home, but you also don't feel home in your new home, because your heart is in multiple places. And even though you miss home and family, it just doesn't feel like home anymore when you go home. You don't know how to move back home after living abroad for years. Once you leave your hometown, your mindset and view on life will change forever. You'll gain so much experience and lessons in a short period of time. You grow and change. So once you go back home, it feels like time stood still there, and you don't fit in anymore. When you're back at home, you'll always think about your life abroad and start to compare the life you had there. It can take years until you feel settled again. You will experience reverse culture shock. I didn't even know such thing had a name, but it's real. When I went back home after years abroad, it was anything but easy. Of course, it's great seeing family and enjoying all the things you missed about home, but the more time goes on, the reality hit. I was starting to feel like I don't belong anymore, that I don't fit in. I started to miss the lifestyle I had abroad. I started to miss the person I was abroad. And I felt sad and lonely because I couldn't even explain why I was sad to anyone else. Moving abroad is an amazing experience, but let's not ignore the tough stuff. It's not just about the excitement. There are some real challenges and it's not always easy. But here's the thing, facing up to these challenges is part of the adventure. It's about being prepared, asking for help when you need it, and staying strong when things get tough. Because overcoming these hurdles is how we grow and really make the most of our new life. So if you're thinking about moving abroad or you're already there, don't be afraid to admit when things are hard. You're not alone, and there are plenty of others who've been through the same stuff. By talking about these tricky bits, you can find support and overcome these hurdles with more ease.